All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, what we're going to kind of go over and cover is we're doing an indoor test video between the Foresight GC2 device that I use primarily and then the Swing Caddie SC4 device. How we plan on doing that demo today is I've got the SC4 device laser measured from the front of it to the screen is 14 feet. And then from where abouts my ball placement's going to be today and where I'm hitting from, lasered that to the screen, and that's about 9 feet. So we'll have 9 feet approximately of ball flight, and then we're 5 feet to the device as recommended by Swing Caddie. So what we plan on doing and covering in the video today is I'm going to hit probably just a handful, like 4 or 5 shots with my pitching wedge, with my 7-iron, and then we'll even hit a few with the driver, and then we'll kind of compare the data at the end. I think what we're going to see is, while I'm hitting the shots, I'm going to try to call out the different carry numbers, and then we'll kind of see if there's much of a difference between the two devices, but then also kind of see how the algorithm is, I guess, ingesting the data and what it's spitting out on the E6 Connect for the SC4 device. All right, so real quick, just to make sure, like I kind of mentioned before, we're going to go through the My Swing Caddie app. You can kind of see that they've got the pop-up here, that the simulator and the launch monitor are available now. So we'll get past that screen. We're going to go ahead and connect to the SC4 device. Once we do that, I always recommend going here, clicking on the update, just to make sure you're on the latest and greatest for the app and the firmware, because I expect them to continue to make improvements. The device is on version 1.05011, which I believe is the second firmware update release. So we are on the latest and greatest right now, and latest with the app. So from here, I'm going to exit out of Swing Caddie, and we're going to go into E6 Connect. All right, so once we're in E6 Connect, we're going to go to, as you can see, it connected automatically there to the SC4. We're just going to go practice. We'll do driving range, and we're just going to do the flat kind of default range with this. All right, so we've got the range loaded up here. Just changing a few quick settings. Take the target line off. We'll change our club, because we're going to hit pitching wedge. All right, so we got the driving range loaded on E6 Connect. Got the driving range loaded on GS Pro. So I'm going to hit some shots with the pitching wedge real quick, and we'll kind of go over the data. All right, so here's shot 1 with the pitching wedge. That was a little bit fat. So it's going to start kind of a little left. All right, so what I'm seeing quickly is we've got 132 carry on the Foresight device. SC4 spit out that we've got 137.7 on carry on that device. And then on E6 Connect, we are at 129 yards carry. So roughly the Foresight and E6 Connect spit out about 3 yard difference on carry, whereas the SC4 device itself was at 137, so it was about 5 yards longer than the Foresight device. Here's shot 2. That one was a little bit thin.
134 yards.
All right, yeah, so on that shot, we got 126 yard carry on the Foresight GC2. The SC4 had it with a carry of 134.1, and E6 Connect connected to the SC4 was at 125.5 yard carry. So it looks like E6 Connect and its algorithm was much closer on this shot than it was on the actual SC4 device. All right, so we'll hit shot 3 here. That's pushy. It's going to draw back a little bit though. Well, not as much on the draw as I was hoping for. So that was just kind of a straight push right. Looks like that one we are at 122 carry on the Foresight. SC4 had it at 132.6 carry. And then the carry on the E6 Connect was 123.1. So again, on that shot, the third shot, E6 Connect and the Foresight number are within a yard. So hopefully E6 Connect is kind of ingesting that data a little bit better, and their algorithms a little bit better than kind of the numbers that were being presented on the SC4 device right now. So that does show some promise. All right, so I'll hit fourth shot here with a pitching wedge. Try to hit a good one. Pulled that one a little bit.
146 yards.
All right, so with this one, we're at 137 carry on the GC2. The SC4 device had it at 146.4, so kind of way off there. We're almost like 10 yards off on that device. And then the carry on the E6 Connect is 138.8. So again, the information being fed into the algorithm, I feel like on E6 is doing a much better job of being more accurate with the GC2 and the GS Pro. So we were only less than 2 yards off on carry. So it was 1.8 yard difference between E6 Connect and GS Pro. All right, so I'm gonna hit a fifth shot with the wedge here. It's pretty decent, probably more my stock shot there, little push draw. All right, so we're at 137 carry on the GC2. We are at 153.2 on the SC4 device, which is just 16 yards of difference. And then E6 Connect had us at a carry of 145.5. So this is kind of the first shot that I would say that even E6 has been off by almost 8 yards on carry distance. So it just must not have gotten data, or the data just wasn't very good on that shot coming from the SC4. All right, so now we'll switch over and we'll hit a few shots with the 7-iron and see what kind of results we get with that. I've already changed it on the GS Pro software, but I'm going to change it on E6 real quick. All right, and changing it on E6, I did see that it did change on the SC4 device to a 7-iron. Kind of a standard shot for me there with the 7-iron. Pretty standard shot for me there. A little push with a little bit of a drawback to it, slightly. So 181 yard carry on the Foresight device. The SC4 got that one at 193.1. And then E6 has it with a carry of a total of 180 even. So again, first shot with 7-iron. We're only 1 yard off on carry distance on the E6 software with the data from the SC4. That one's going to be right.
183 yards.
All right, yeah, didn't hit that one very well. To be honest with you, that's probably maybe only like the 10th or 12th swing that I've taken today. So just kind of a straight push right. We've got a 171 yard carry on the GC2. SC4 had it at 183.7, and then E6 Connect had it at 173. So again, we're only 2 yards difference between E6 Connect and the GC2. All right, that's a little bit better.
180 yards.
All right, so again, kind of like my typical shot, a little push with a little bit of a draw back to it. So we've got 176 on the Foresight GC2. We got 180.5 on the SC4 this time, which, you know, is only 4.5 yards off, which isn't bad. And then we've got 171 of carry on the E6 app. So we're only 5 yards off on that shot. That's probably been the worst shot so far of the 3 with the 7-iron. So we'll hit a couple more and just see what we kind of get. All right, so that one kind of came back to the line a little bit better this time. We're at 170. I didn't compress or flush that one very well. 170 on GC2, 175.6 on the SC4, and then we've got 166.9 on the E6. So we're roughly about 3 yards off. So I'd say that's not bad. That's still pretty good. It's closer on the E6 than it is on the SC4 device itself. So we'll hit one more shot here with the 7-iron. That one got a little thin. So
188 yards.
kind of the same shot shape. But we've got 175 yards of carry on the GC2. We got 188.6 on the SC4 device, and then we've got 176.4 on E6 Connect. So yeah, we're 13 yards off on carry distance just natively on the device on the SC4, and we're only 1.4 yards off on carry distance on the E6 Connect app with the same data. So yeah, I just think that this is a great sign that we're getting much better numbers, more accurate numbers based on the data that the device is providing through another basically software algorithm. So, all right, so now we'll move on to hit a few driver shots. I've changed it on GS Pro software. I did change it again on E6, and just like the 7-iron, it did update the club that I was using on the SC4 device. All right, first driver swing of the day. Okay. Yeah, pulled that left.
284 yards.
All right, so we've got 295 of carry on GC2. SC4 has it at 284.7, and then the E6 has it at 274.9. So here's our first club. We got higher ball speed, further distance, and the SC4 is actually closer to carry distance to the GC2 than the E6 Connect software was. So we were still almost 10 yards off on carry distance on the SC4, but we were 20 yards off on the E6 Connect software. Got that one a little low.
288 yards.
All right, so hit that one a little bit low on the face. We got 273 carry on the GC2. On the SC4, we're at 288, so it was 15 yards further. And then the E6 Connect got it at 276.2. So, all right, so now we're back on the second shot where the E6 Connect software was only basically about 3 yards off on the carry distance. So hopefully that first shot with the driver was just kind of an outlier on the E6 and it stays consistent. Did pull that one. That was low on the face again. It's a very poor shot. All right, and so really poor shot. The SC4 device did not even pick that one up at all. I do know that in previous testing, I feel like anything that has a really low launch angle it struggles, I think, to see the ball or pick the ball up, like, and separate it from the club face or the club head. So I think that's why we didn't get a read there. But yeah, I'll try to hit a much better shot on this one here. It's a little toey. Come back.
293 yards.
All right, so the GC2 had that one at 307 yards carry. The SC4 got it at 293.4, so we're still about 14 yards off there. And then E6 picked that one up, and it's at a 280.7. So I think it's not just on the software. I think it's just the data that the device is providing. So I mean, the SC4 I think is just struggling with higher ball speeds. So driver just might not be that accurate. But we'll hit at least one or two more shots and kind of see what we get.
294 yards.
All right, so we got 293 on that shot on the GC2 device. We actually got really close on the SC4 this time at 294.4. And then with that data, the E6 spit out a carry number of 278.7. So seems like the E6 is having real trouble with the driver because it's consistently, it seems like it's about 15 to 20 yards off on actual carry distance. All right, so we'll hit one more here. Oh, nope, left.
285 yards.
All right, so we ended up at 286 on the GC2. SC4 did another good job on this one. Actually got it at 285.2. So I mean, we're less than a yard off there, which is great. And then E6 had it at 275.2. So we're still about 10 to 11 yards off between E6 and the GC2. All right, so that's going to conclude our demo for today. I'm going to kind of put a quick spreadsheet together just so we can kind of quickly compare all of these shots, and it'll be coming up just after this. All right, so we can take a quick look at the data here. I just went ahead and put a quick sheet together of all of the carry numbers from all of the shots, and then I highlighted the ones that I felt like were close, and then the averages that were closest to the GC2 carry number. So as we can quickly see, you know, the E6 software I feel like is much more accurate when it comes to irons, when it comes to wedges. So your lower, I guess, ball speed numbers, it's doing a much better job than the native SC4 display is doing with that information. All right, thank you all for watching this video. If you like this content, please make sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.